Hello, librarians, fellow people of the book. My name is Shawn Vestal. I'm the author of the novel Daredevils, and I want to thank you for participating in the First Flights program and tell you a brief story from my own life that relates to the novel. But first, I want to just share how important libraries were to me as a young man growing up in a very religious household, especially as I became a more mature and sophisticated reader and was looking for works that maybe fell outside the range of what my family would have considered acceptable. So for me to be able to go to the library and get a Henry Miller novel or a blasphemous Joseph Heller novel or Vonnegut, etc., was a huge lifeline from a world that I already knew I was not going to live in as an adult to the wider world, to the world outside, and to literally a window to the culture outside my own, and it was invaluable to me. So I've always loved libraries and librarians. So my novel, Daredevils, is about two young people. Loretta, a 16-year-old girl who was married into a polygamous family down in a fundamentalist Mormon community on the Utah-Arizona border. And Jason, a teenage boy growing up in a mainstream Mormon family in southern Idaho, uh, who is also a fan of Evel Knievel, the 1970s Daredevil. So the story that I will share today took place in 1974. I was 8 years old. I was living in Gooding, Idaho, and I was a big fan of Knievel. Now, Evel Knievel, if you don't remember, was on television nearly every Sunday, it seemed. Jumping cars, jumping semi-trucks, jumping Conestoga wagons, wearing his red, white, and blue outfits, making these sort of somber, grandiose pronouncements about himself, and often crashing and hurting himself terribly. And I was a huge fan, as many young boys were, and I had his toys. I pretended to be him. I rode my bike off ramps. And the news that he was coming in that year, in 1974, to try and jump the Snake River Canyon near my home was earth-shaking news, was huge news, was Christmas squared for me. And I thought, certainly we'll go to see this. Certainly my parents will recognize the importance of this event, and they will take me to watch it. But when I asked them for permission, they said no. They turned me down, and the reason was that as members of the church, the Mormon church, we kept the Sabbath day holy. And this was an event that was on Sunday, and therefore we would not be going. It's probably not too much to suggest this was the beginning of the end for me and Mormonism. And it's definitely not too much to suggest that this had a lot to do with the reason that when I began writing Daredevils, one of the first scenes that I wrote had to do with Jason, a teenage boy living in southern Idaho, defying his parents and going to watch Evel Knievel try and fail to jump the Snake River Canyon. So I want to thank you for listening in today. I hope that you are interested in the book and participate in our chat on Wednesday, March 9th between 4 and 5 Eastern at earlyword.com. Thanks again and have a great day. Bye-bye.